We're finally here with the one that started it all, the Rwby Red trailer. This is the thing that, if you probably were watching the trailers, got you into the series. Obviously, a lot of people thought it was that gas pack, 17 million views, was featured in multiple things, was inspiration. The music is iconic immediately. I know I'm starting off glazing, but it really was that good. You just had to be there. Anyways, you start off with the legendary instrumental, and you already knew it was gonna be that gas pack. The way this shit's just in your ears blasting, it sounded magical. You get a shot of the moon, a red rose petal, and it looks great. And you see a new series by Monty Ohm. If you didn't know of him before, don't worry, you go get real used to him now. And if you knew of him before, you already knew this was gonna be amazing. You see Rwby in one of the most iconic shots in this series, and honestly, probably one of the best just solo shots in this series. In my personal opinion, the trailers do it the best when showcasing the color naming rule, and this shot is just a perfect encapsulation of it. She's bright, she's vivid, it's colorful, the bloom is there, high intensity, but it looks so beautiful and it's so iconic. And honestly, it's just so cool. She looks mysterious here, she looks dope. You see the petals flowing, you see the particle effects, you see the snow, you see her on this cliff standing next to this gravestone, and you gotta wonder who this is. You see her turn around and still her face is not showing, but you do eventually see the gravestone and you understand who this is now. You see her walking through the woods, and honestly a great homage to just what she represents, Red Riding Hood, while also keeping the color naming rule. And these are shots that I love. She's wearing black, so in this all white snowy area it pops out, but even then the red is so bright, so vivid, that it also shows that contrast between those colors. Obviously black and red are a color palette that many people use, it's obvious, and it's also just a good one. No matter how common it is, it's still elite, but paired with her character, paired with this background, it honestly just pops out and looks so much more beautiful. You see wolves going by, and like I said, it's a great homage, and even with the next shot, it's still just so great with all of these colors. You finally see her and she's surrounded by all of these wolves. You get these old sound bites of the wolves, and honestly it's old, but it's still very nostalgic, and it still has a place in my heart nostalgia wise. Obviously I'd rather have it upgraded now, but for nostalgia purposes, it still holds a special place in my heart. Regardless, we see one Bay Wolf rushes in with two more coming to join him, and boom, she disappeared. They look up confused as hell just to see her in the sky over the moon, and it honestly makes for another beautiful shot. And honestly, all these trailers have moon shots and all these things of that nature. It's honestly what makes it iconic, but they're all so beautiful. The framing, the timing, how slow it is, how methodical it is. It honestly feels just so fucking good, and you're probably not gonna get like things like this again. Like I hope we do, but like it was really special. Anyways, you get to see her, you get to see her silver eyes on full display, her concerned slight look, and you see her do a spin to whip out her weapon. You first see it in its closed format, and now we get a really dynamic shot, and it looks gorgeous as she shoots this sniper rifle, and now it obliterates this Beowulf in one shot. And honestly, it is super brutal, and no pun intended, but super grim. But honestly, I think that's the beauty in it. She comes down and she shoots it again, leading into a flip into the air. But even as she's falling, she takes the time to shoot once, roll, and then is greeted by another Grim, who she shoots, and the recoil causes her to do a backflip into another standing position that actually shows off the full form of her weapon, which is Crescent Rose, one of the most iconic weapons in this series, all because of this trailer. Who knew a sniper rifle scythe would look so cool, be so badass, and be the spark for just a lot of inspiration to come? And honestly, if you really want to see the impact of this trailer, I recommend watching some very, and I mean very, old Rwby reactions. Obviously some newer reactions are cool, but I think you just had to be there for that time, for that moment. And if you want to relive those, go check out some old, and I mean old Rwby reactions, things from like 10 years ago, 12 years ago, things like Lost Pause, things like Dwayne and Jazz, things like Blind Wave. I mean, you could even throw DB Geek in there. I remember watching these guys, but Struggle Nation, like all of these people were so, and I mean so cool, and all of them supported Rwby, all of them loved Rwby, all of these people were excited for Rwby and even watched Rwby and was consumed in it. I mean, you could even look at somebody like Spaz Boy Comedy. I mean, these are old YouTubers that watched this series, loved this series, and you know, was just really deep into it. And as stated, I just think it's these old videos that really show off how good this series is. You get the jokes, they understand them, they feel it, and honestly, it just shows with the time. And I don't know, I just really do enjoy it. I don't think it's nostalgia talking. I think these older videos are really good, and you guys should check them out. Regardless, Regardless, the weapon transforming these beasts how. She goes into a spin, wrapping it around the creature's neck, and you can tell Montione was proud of this because he mentions it so much in interviews, and it's so cool to hear him geek out about having the scythe just attached to an opponent just to like shoot the barrel and it just and just goes through. And honestly, that's probably the best way I could word it, just like him.
One of the earliest ideas I had was a giant, like, high caliber sniper rifle with a blade attached, where it would use the kick, and when firing the scythe, whilst the blade is hooked on an enemy, the kick from the gun would just, you know, take that blade and just like pull it through an enemy.
But yeah, she hooks onto the target, gives a cheeky little smirk, and then she rips through the grim. And honestly, it leads to another beautiful shot just of her and just of the angle and imagery in general. The red colors, like I said, the color naming rule is just perfect here, displaying the blood, displaying her cape, displaying her weapon, displaying the under part of her skirt, displaying her boots, showing the moon. It's honestly just great here. The other wolves notice this, and we get such a cool reload sequence here. She spins the scythe, plants it into the ground to keep herself from blowing away, and now she is constantly shooting this. Now honestly, this feels like an awkward angle, but how she uses it is so cool. So like, I'm not really gonna think about the technicality of it, and even then it still works technically. Like I said, just for me, if I was to wield this, it'd probably feel awkward, but also because she's left-handed, so this feels more natural for her. Anyway, she continues shooting this, and I just want y'all to look at the effort she's putting into this. This doesn't feel very stiff. This feels fluid, and I don't really know how to describe it, but she's just pulling all of her weight into these shots. It's something so small, but it's so noticeable of just how she's just putting so much effort into cocking this, and I really do like it because it shows that this is still like not necessarily easy for her, but she has to be technical about it. Anyways, these Grim get mowed down, and one actually doesn't get hit rushing up to her. She jumps to dodge the attack, shoots, and completely obliterates him, and the recoil causes her to skid back. She places the scythe into the ground as it sends her back, and then spins on top of it to finally maintain position and stop herself from sliding. All of this happened in the span of like a second, and it's so complicated, so complex, but it's something we can understand just from looking at it. And this is also what I love about Rwby's fighting style. Everything was fast, fluid, and technical. And yeah, you could probably say that for all of the fighting styles, honestly. But I want to speak about Rwby's in particular. It was technical. She was smart about it. It had weight. It had proper timing. It had proper precision. And yeah, she still felt like a girl that was inexperienced, but she also had a style about her. That clumsiness was also what made her look so cool, look so good. And honestly, I just really enjoy how we see that. I also really love Rwby's attitude here. It isn't super cheery. It isn't super jokey. It isn't super serious. She just looks calm and in the moment. When she's cheeky, she needs to be cheeky, but right now it just looks like she's steadfast in her mission. And as stated, when I do these fight analysis, I don't really want to compare new Rwby and old Rwby because I have videos that do that already. So these videos are more for fun. These videos are more to geek out about Rwby, but like, it feels like if we were to get this trailer nowadays, it feels like she would be super hype, super serious, drop some one-liners, and I also think that's what made this trailer special and so many other trailers special. The use of no dialogue. It was actions carrying the story. We were able to understand everything from emotions to weight just off of actions. And I don't know, I'm not trying to say new Rwby is bad, it's just different. It's a version of Rwby that I can appreciate, but it's not the version of Rwby that I fell in love with, you know? Regardless, we see her on top of her scythe like she's Crow Bronwyn, and honestly, it's still just insane levels of aura farming, and it's just pretty fucking cool. Anyway, some Grim come after her, and she twirls. The level of body control is amazing. To do all of this without falling off at all. Maintaining position, managing to pull back to grab the lever and trigger shoot, and then use that recoil to spin out of control and kick this Grim in the face. Doesn't fall on her face and instead lands on her feet and does a combo to hit both of these Grim. And then a third one comes and gets his head chopped off. And there we go, another beautiful scene, and another Grim comes up to try to interrupt her, and she just dodges out the way. It attacks again, and she dodges to use a fast hitting attack that acts as a counter, wrapping the scythe around the creature's body, waiting for the other Grim to come by to finally pull the trigger and watch that Grim fall back as that flying body hits another Grim that was chasing after her. One more comes, and she does a simple backflip backflip to get away, managing to even dodge 2 of them. She uses that speed to close the distance and slashes one so hard that it immediately chops their arm off. She does a couple more attacks and takes away its legs and arm. And a third one comes in. This scene is so gruesome but so amazing and I love it. She manages to dodge the attack and put the scythe directly on its neck. Rolling under the Grim, maintaining position, backflipping over without using too much force to immediately decapitate it, and stands on it with the scythe directly to its neck, full executioner style. As the Grim struggles, she looks down on it, not a look of sympathy, anger, aggression, not even happiness. And she pulls the trigger, fully decapitating the Grim and flying up into the sky. We see rose petals fly and these Grim come back after her. And we see her come down, hit this Grim, slow motion activates just for a bit and it looks so beautiful before she shoots off, gaining more recoil, spinning into the air, shooting again to gain an even higher distance and slash an incoming Grim. But as she's falling, she can't maintain control and she ends up getting hit but blocks the attack. She plants her feet into the ground while also putting her scythe there to stop her from going back, and these Grim just keep on coming. We see her look and she finally looks like she's about to take this serious, emptying the magazine and grabbing a whole nother one. She gets into position and I'm just gonna let the rest of this play out for itself. And as a sea of shells fall, petals flutter, and limbs scattered, we end off on one of the greatest trailers there is. Rwby, the Red trailer. To everyone who's seen me covering these trailers, thank you. Honestly, like I will continue to say, Rwby is one of my favorite series. I love this show. It's inspired me so much and I'm positive you can hear it in my voice. If you have any other fight scenes you want me to look at, then please tell me and I will do. If you want a character for me to just analyze and actually go through their story, no jokes in all seriousness, please tell me and I'll look at it and I'll even try to do it. Right now, I'm currently thinking of like Ren and Nora because I really do like their relationship and I would want to touch up and talk about it. But regardless of that video for the future, I also want to make more videos in the future, which is why I want your recommendations. So please tell me them in the comments. That being said, I love you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Do the thing that every YouTuber tells you to do. Like, you know what I'm saying, subscribe. I already said that, and probably hype this video because that's a new feature and that helps smaller creators and it would mean a ton. Hey, I'm not like these other Rwby tubers who sit here and have like 100K or 10K or even things like that. I only have 2K, so it would mean a lot if you could just help me push out my videos. It means a lot and I would love for this to be my actual full-time job. So with that being said, I love you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video and peace.